And here is our player who's up 1-0 in this series.
ZeNEX, Beyond.
They just don't like talking about Beyond, man. Every time, very quick
There's a very
intro.
vocal fan in the audience for Beyond.
All right, good point. And here is his challenger. Used to be known as June. Questionable ZVT skills, but capable of beating even Bomber. He is.
NS Hoso, Seal.
Seal extractor tricking. There's actually like more Seal fans in the audience than there are Beyond fans today.
I will
seal you later. Ha!
Wolf. Gave me a shout out.
Awesome.
I'm like on TV, but he gave me the shout out. Look at this, man.
Uh-oh. What's it doing?
Make that barracks in a peculiar place.
Interesting.
Well, everyone knows that there is going to possibly be a barracks build time change in the near future.
Oh, God.
That's been proposed.
Yeah.
So keep in mind that that may be a direct result of this build becoming so popular. On this particular map, you see this a lot because it's really far rush distance, so the Zerg feels comfortable going hatch first. Then you see this type of build, and
oh, that drone is rallied to look in this area. I don't think it's going to see it, though, in its current path. Oh, man.
he clicked it around, too. He almost did it. He was like, nah, I don't really want to.
Why didn't he not check up there in the corner where it's like more likely? He's not going to put it in the middle of that base. He's going to put it at the edge of the base.
Of course, he wants to put it in a place where the minerals surround it so the SCV can't be targeted if the drone does find it.
That's a good point. Yeah, but he does go in here and sees that there's nothing in the main base of Beyond, so he knows something is up right now.
Yeah, he's just trying to figure out exactly where those barracks are. He's checking the natural now. Hasn't pulled any drones yet, but he does have an overlord to spot for bunkers. Gotta always do that. Some people don't, then they lose, and they're like, well, why did I lose them? Because check for the bunker.
Check for bunkers, or in ZVZ, check for spine crawlers at the edge of your vision.
At the edge, man. You gotta watch out for that stuff.
Now there goes the bunker. He's sending an extra SCV as well.
6 lings on the way. Drone coming out here to try to slow the bunkering down here.
And
good micro by Beyond. Second Marine's going to arrive here. The SCV taking some damage, but the drone wasn't targeting him, so this bunker's getting closer to being finished. Oh, the SCV dances to the left, and now the bunker's looking like it's going to finish, but will the Marines be able to get inside? I don't know. There's so many units here.
Yeah, that's the question. They can't really get by this to get into that bunker. He's killing drones, though.
Yeah, a lot of drones being taken out, and the Zergling's starting to target down the bunker a little bit. It looks like he's not going to be able to reach the bunker. He's probably going to start salvaging that immediately here.
I would imagine so. Or he may wait a little bit longer. Yeah, there it goes.
Is he going to get it?
Oh, he didn't get the salvage.
No, he did not.
So he waited a little bit too long there.
A little bit of indecisiveness by Beyond. Going to clean up this drone in the watchtower. Going to make a command center, most likely at the actual natural itself.
How many drones does he have right now? Because he's got to have not very many.
13 to 19.
13 to 19. So all of that, I mean, he fought it off well, but he lost 3 or 4 drones in the battle. He lost his scouting drone. So, and he made a lot of Zerglings which weren't drones. So really, that rush kind of doing what it needed to do, you know?
Exactly. Even the spine crawler here, he's forced that. Oh, he's going to lose an overlord. Maybe.
Ooh, maybe.
I think he will end up losing it, actually, because the Marines are going to get it.
No, the depots don't go up. And he's actually going to just have a bunch of Zerglings in his main. But doing the same thing over here. Yeah, luckily they are slow Zerglings.
But even so, he's going to transfer them to the natural where there's no command center there, so they're just going to have to, I guess they're just going to have to run for their lives. The depots do go up, and surprisingly, he just let his Zerglings out rather than keeping them side, catching Marines at the barracks. A little bit weird.
That's a little weird.
Yeah,
he had to use all of his SCVs to bait them out, though, so he's not actually mining right now.
Very true. And he's going to have to cancel his command center by the looks of it.
Well, he's going to go in with all his SCVs, and those Marines try and drive him off.
That mule's trying to return the minerals. Oh, he got him. That mule tried to return his minerals before he ran out of time, man.
I'm sorry you guys missed the shot of it. The mule carrying around a bunch of minerals, barely made it back in time.
Yeah,
a bunch of Zerglings coming in, though.
That's a lot of lings. That's 22 lings, in fact.
He does not have speed yet, though. He's nowhere near it, so they're going to have a hard time getting close to these Marines. The microing back very nicely and killing tons of SCVs with very few Marine losses thus far. There he finally kills a few of them.
20 SCVs and 19 drones here at the end of the day.
Oh,
they're going to fight through the night.
This J is just beginning, Wolf.
Yeah, man.
That's right, they're going to fight through the night.
2 reactors going down for Bjorn, so those barracks going to get a lot more production very soon. And the orbital is finished at the natural, so he's got 2 bases. So
our Zerglings will block out the sun, then we will stim in the shade.
There's some in the bunker, man. They're like, oh, it's fine.
I want to give credit to Doa for that. That was like one of his best jokes ever. It was awesome. I like when he said that in the cast. I like couldn't even cast because I couldn't stop laughing. It was awesome. Yeah. So speed is now almost completed. So finally, Seal's gonna have some units that will actually be able to do something. Bjorn looking pretty good though. He does have the double mules going now. So even though he didn't have a ton of SCVs, he's safe. He can continue producing SCVs and dropping those mules.
That's a fast layer, man. See that layer? That layer's going up right now. It's not going up in about 2 to 3 minutes. It's going up right now.
Yeah.
That's a layer at 9 minutes here after
and he's
losing a lot of drones.
And he's actually already got 4 gas.
He wants to go very quick Spire by the looks of it.
Now he has been droning up pretty crazily lately though. So even though Bjorn can make double SCVs, Seal can make quadruple drones if he needs to. And he's really gotten a good economy going here.
Very true. Now, the Spire is good on this map because you can, even if you are vulnerable for a time, if you get that Spire up, because the map is so large, you can force your Terran opponent to retreat several times. You can never really get to your base safely if you keep the pressure on. So that's the idea behind what Seal is doing here. Yeah, actually, he is making a Baneling Nest and an Evolution Chamber, though.
Huh. And there's the Spire.
Yeah, there we go. I was going to say, that doesn't make any sense. Just wants to get that Baneling Nest because, as you guys know, the most common time for Terrans to attack at this stage of the game is when the Spire goes up. If they feel like they know the timing of the Spire, which most Terrans do, or if they scan it, of course, it triggers an attack because the Spire is such a commitment of resources, and plus you have to pull up a lot of resources, so when the attack comes, you know, your opponent's going to have to make Banelings, so that's what the nest is there for. He's going to make that nest defensively. It's the only way he can hold any timing attacks if Bjorn decides to go for any. And it looks like he just might. He's gone up to 4 barracks here, adding some Marauders, and he's got Stim and Combat Shields on the way. It wouldn't be surprised if he pushed out pretty soon.
Yeah, that would be good timing, and often you see Zerg players do not spend any money, basically, leading up to, like, the second half of their Spire building, so when their Spire finish... Whoa, excuse me, I like randomly have the hiccups. When their Spire finishes, they can build a lot of mutas. Now, Steel actually hasn't done that. He's only got about 400 gas in the bank right now, so he's not going to be able to produce a ton of mutas.
This is true. And he's moving out now. He's got a pretty significant supply lead. You've got crazy hiccups going on, man. You all right over there?
I'm okay.
I'm going to scare you. I'm just going to scream into the mic.
I'm going to get... Seal needs to, like, make a bunch of Banelings and attack with them. That'll scare the crap out of me, get the hiccups gone.
Well, I don't know, man. If Seal had hiccups right now, when he sees this Marine Force, I think he might get rid of those pretty fast. He's actually going around the map in a roundabout way, I guess, to avoid being seen. And he's going to send some Marines down towards this creep anyways.
He is making additional Banelings. He also made a good chunk of Mutalisks, I believe.
Ooh, he's going to attack this 3rd base location.
Yep, and he may have to cancel that. Some Mutas and Banes coming in here, though. I don't know what's... Well, it depends on... Excuse me, it depends on the splitting. He doesn't have any tanks to fall back to, but if he tanks the Banelings with Marauders, he can do well.
Yeah, and splitting the Marines away from the Banelings. Marauders taking out the Banelings quite quickly. Nice splitting here at the top as well. And this is looking like this small Marine Marauder force may just end the game right now. He does not have much else to defend this. He's just a few more Lings. No more Banelings. Banelings speed is on the way, but he's got no Banelings now. He's got 1 in production. That one little Baneling's like, I can run fast like a tire rolling down the hill.
And he will have Baneling speed in just a moment, actually, so that will make it a lot more effective to fight on creep in those situations. But yeah, I don't think Bjorn even realized how much he could have just walked in there and killed him. But decided to fall back instead. He's got a lot of other units back at home, so he wants to re-meet up with that army, get his medevacs in that group, so he can fight more effectively.
Yeah, look at how many Marines he left to his main, knowing that this muta counterattack would be on the way. Bjorn playing so safe. Beautiful timing. Was completely prepared for counterattacks. Didn't even make any turrets because he knew he had a lot of Marines back, but I might come back to hurt him here, as he does lose about 2 SCVs. Oh, not quite. Ah, he got it. He got those SCVs.
Got the SCVs.
He's like, Wolf said 2. I'm sorry, let me kill another one on my way out.
Very nicely done, and you know, not too bad considering he only has like 6 or 7 Mutalisks right now. God, I'm like trying to drink water and stuff. It's not working.
Every time you do that,
every time you do that, you like crack up. Can't help it, man. Byun is floating 1,200 minerals and gas right now. I have no idea why.
Well, that's actually not Byun. That's Seal.
Oh, that's Seal.
And
in that case, I still have no idea why.
well, he's making 8 mutas now, but I think he wasn't sure if he should be making mutas or banelings. He's like, oh, I don't know.
That actually makes sense then. Never mind.
Yeah, he was trying to decide, do I want mutas or banelings?
I thought it was Byun for some reason, but yeah, it actually does sometimes make sense for Zergs to pool up money because they can pool larva also. Yeah. And just make what they need very quickly.
And he decided to make 8 mutas and 16 banelings, so you decided to make both. Now that should, if he uses it correctly, should hold this attack off, but it's not going to be easy, especially because Byun is up about 30 supply right now.
And Burrow is almost complete though. So if he does get a couple Burrow banelings in a nice spot, I don't know if Byun, he's been scanning for creep, but he hasn't really been scanning for Burrow banelings thus far.
Maybe they'll, maybe those banelings will get rid of your hiccups.
Maybe. Gosh.
He really is trying, guys. So he's
I'm sorry.
He's like drinking water and stuff. I'm like poking him and trying to scare him. It's just not working. Well, he got that one. This one girl's like, well, I have this one remedy. She like makes Moletrap sniff his knees, and it doesn't work. It's like, I don't know. You guys know what I'm talking about. There's always that one person who's like, no, I know the way to get rid of hiccups.
Yeah, everyone always
something
has
stupid.
Everyone always has their way that like always works. Actually, like scaring people is the only way that I found. Hold that thought because Byun might be a little scared of this huge attack coming in. Lots of banelings. He doesn't have any tanks to fall back to. The Mutas giving chase as well, and everything gets slaughtered except for this clump of Marauders at the top. Is he going to be able to finish that off with the Lings? Yes, he is.
Yeah, that
Nicely
was a very
done,
significant
and Seal
victory
holds.
there. But look at this group here. This group is pretty scary.
Wow, and at the end of the, not at the end of the day, but at the end of the fight, both players coming out with about even supply.
Well, it's about that time, man. Uh-oh, gonna get trapped here. Maybe not. Gets the watchtower. You never want to use melee units into a line of sight block. Yeah, this fight has kind of gone on. It's through the night. It's about that time where McDonald's no longer serves burgers. They serve breakfast now. That's like the time we're at right now.
That was so funny. Slog, like, we all were staying up late last night, and Slog tried to order some McDonald's, and they, like, didn't have burgers because they're only doing breakfast.
That happens, man. It's really frustrating when you really want a burger and you can. Byun's like, oh, that's the reason I lost that fight. I couldn't get my burgers. I'm losing my train of thought.
That is one of the great things about Seoul, though, is that there's always stuff open 24 hours.
Yeah, you can order from almost any restaurant as well. Like McDonald's, you can't really do that in the United States. I'm sure some places you can.
McDonald's delivers.
Free of charge as well, no delivery charges.
Korea is a beautiful place.
It's a beautiful place, man. You guys should come here. You should come down to Mukdong, come to the studio, watch these games. We've got some foreign fans
We've had actually a lot of foreign fans coming and talking to us the last few days. It's been really fun.
Yeah. Well, it's about to be morning here on Daybreak. The map here is actually called
Daybreak.
And we may have that sunrise engagement. Scans are going off here. He wants to find the army of Seal, and he actually is going to see the thing about what Seal is doing is he's trying to force the units back, and constantly Byun is like, well, do I turn around and make him or to make him turn around? And in this case, he's going to turn around, but no depots again. Oh no!
I don't think it would have mattered too much in that situation, though. With tons of mutas there, he's getting his whole army back here. Actually stemmed his entire army. Free medevac for Seal. This time he's actually going to lower his own. No, his depots are actually blocking his own units. Finally, he gets in there, but the mutas have done a lot of damage, and all he lost were Zerglings there.
Yes, Seal is, he's ahead. He's taking a supply lead. He's got map control now. He's got his third base completely secured. I'd like to see him take a fourth now. But to be honest, Seal is just kind of outplaying Byun here. Look at this. He has so many mutas. He's actually just going to target down these Marines.
Wow.
Look at that.
And loses a few mutas, but does a lot of damage to the army of Byun, who is just having such a hard time dodging back and forth between his main and his natural here. And there's some banelings moving out as well to join the fray, and that could be the finisher. Actually, back at Seal, Byun's natural, we didn't get a shot of it, but he re-engaged and lost some mutas on those Marines.
Yeah, he keeps poking in there, killing some SCVs, losing a lot of mutas though. Now, it looks like this attack could do some serious damage. Right now, though, there are 28 Banelings on the field, and they're on the high ground, so it's very difficult for Beyond to break up that ramp with Banelings at the top. Is just one of the hardest things to do, man.
Okay, he is scanning for those Banelings. He's doing a lot of overstimming, though. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
he's like
a
stimmed
lot
his
of
whole
that.
army to kill 2 burrowed Banelings before. He just stimmed half of his army to kill like a Zergling. So that, I mean, it's not a big deal right now, but if his medevacs don't have any energy, they're going to heal about half as fast during the fights. Although he does have a lot of energy still.
Oh,
so
could he
I
catch
guess
these
that's not a big
mutas? Nope. Wasn't scary enough to get rid of your hiccups.
deal. No.
Now,
But those infestors
some
are pretty
infestors,
scary,
yeah,
though. If he
those
gets
are
a couple fungals off, he'll win the game here, basically. Tons of Banelings coming in. If he can fungal those reinforcements, it'd be huge. Nice
oh
fungal.
man, Fungals every unit here, cleans up everything.
And if he gets all the medevacs, too, that'll be GG.
Yeah, pretty much, man. These medevacs trying to get away, and some of them will, just 2 of them there, but you lost a ton of supply. Seal up 40 supply now, 50 supply. Still kept all those infestors alive. Has total map control, taking the north base up here. Looking very strong. Bjorn has 3 bases, but his natural's almost mined out. His main is mined out.
Yeah,
He doesn't have a lot of money.
Seal's doing a really good job of keeping his expensive units alive and only sacrificing the Zerglings and, of course, the Banelings to lose that hatchery. Nice cancel. But Seal, I mean, he's able to reproduce the inexpensive units and keep the expensive ones around mostly. He did lose some mutas unnecessarily, but that's why he's ahead by 50 supply.
Did do a little, we didn't get a shot of it, but he did do a Zergling run by at the 3rd base of Bjorn. Killed a bunch of SCVs there as well.
Oh, nice.
He has just been all over the place, man. He's doing so much stuff we can't keep up with it. We're like not even Bjorn, man. How could
Bjorn can't keep up with it? Yeah.
All right, so here come these mutas. They go into the main here, and there aren't very many units back there. He's probably just going to pick off some depots and leave and repeat that process.
I'm really surprised he hasn't gotten a defensive Thor by now.
In the main, here they come.
And they just have free reign of the main base of Bjorn right now. He's going to kill off some add-ons, but Bjorn did get most of his force back there in time.
Forced a lot of stims, though. Forced the units away from the middle of the map so that north base can be resecured by Seal. Korean commentators got really excited about those drones. I don't know.
There are actually a lot of drones at his 3rd base there. He really needs to take a 4.
Yeah, he does.
And again, those mutas coming in. Again, Bjorn forced to stim his whole army for no reason.
Yeah, at least he didn't stim the Marauders this time. He's been doing that a little bit. And the mutas just continue to harass here. Maxed out supply for Seal to 130 of Bjorn. Continues to do harassments here with his investors.
Nice. I don't know how many SCVs he got there. It looks like he did run his SCVs away, but
probably about 20 or so, I would say.
Beautiful little poke that you can do.
It literally twice the worker count, 84 drones to 42 SCVs.
Oh my goodness.
Ghost Academy finished up here for Bjorn. He's going to try to make use of that, but there's just so many units. I don't know how effective it's going to end up being.
Oh, and the medevac's caught a little bit out of position.
So what happens when you have your medevacs? Same hotkeys sometimes.
And yeah, if you just move your whole army and the medevacs are included in it, then they take a different route sometimes. And yeah, max supply for Seal. And
so those infestors finally got caught. They were in trouble, man.
There they go. Yeah. They got caught by a few Marines.
Fungal's in the main to hold off this drop. See you later, Marines. Well, some of those Marines are
apparently we
still
will
kicking.
see them later.
Oh no, are we going to watch Queens fight Marines being killed by medevacs?
And the Queens are going to like transfuse each other anyway. Oh, they're actually targeting down the spawning pool. That's why the Queens aren't lowering in health. He might actually get the spawning pool right here with those 2 Marines, but in the middle of Bjorn's third, a huge attack, taking out most of his army. The mutas are still alive, but he probably needs to withdraw at this point, or he's going to start losing them. And
Pool stays alive with 20
barely
hit
stayed
points.
alive.
He's got a lot of energy on those Queens. I'm surprised he didn't just go transfuse that.
That's actually a good point.
But either way, the Hive is finishing up. 6 infestors on the way, plus 2 Carapace on the way, 48 Zlings. He's just going to build up another army and end the game, essentially.
Yeah, I
Bjorn
mean,
just
Seal
doesn't
is
have any
still
units
maxed.
left. Yeah. He's got 1 mining base, doesn't have a real army, just a few Fungals will polish it off. How many Mews is that? I don't know, 24. How many turrets are in there? I don't know, 0?
0, and there's going to be 0 orbitals in the main here after just a moment because There's no way those 4 Marines can stop it from happening.
Yeah, I don't even know what those
GG
Marines are
on that
thinking,
center.
man.
He's going to try and take out this 4th base. Now, this is a very important mining base for Seal, actually. If he can take that out and somehow clean up his main, that's, well, it's the only way back in, but I don't think it's going to happen. But
I don't know, man. Can you lick your elbows? I don't think so.
not with this jacket on, man. Too restrictive of my movement.
You just can't. You can't clean up your main with a tiny army. Your opponent's army is twice your size. I mean, he's just like one army kills the main, and the other army kills this.
Oh,
and GG.
Bjorn
Seal
goes
tying it
down.
up.
Seal bringing it back for NS Hosa, and we are tied at 1 apiece for these 2 teams. And I still have the hiccups.
I know, man. How you still have that?
I don't know. Actually, the only thing that works for me is just to like ignore it. Because if I think about it, I hiccup more.
Really?
Although I found that I can actually usually scare people and like scare the hiccups out of them pretty regularly. And so, but some people don't like it. So I ask them, I'm like, do you mind if I scare the hiccups out of you? Some people are like, no, I don't want you to because I don't want to be scared. But it's like one of my skills in life is like, even if someone's expecting it, I can still startle them. I can be like, I'm going to startle you in 3 seconds, and they like, will see it coming, I'll still do it.
I'm actually getting really nervous right now, man. Like, you're about to scare me. I'm like, I don't know. Like, he's acting like he might scare me. He's looking like a psychopath right now. I'm like, knocking my headset off with my foot. How do you do that? I don't know. That's
there was
what I just did.
actually one time where I actually startled myself. That's how good I am.
I don't know, man. You have
That's
to
how good I am at
You're like,
startling people.
Not telling me the story. I'm like startled right now by.
So speaking of being startled, I think I'm really curious to find out who ZeNEX is going to send out next to replace the fallen Bjorn. Fell in the sunrise battle on daybreak.
Yeah, by the time the sun had rose, Bjorn just didn't have enough Marines to hold
Day
off
had
the
broken,
mutas.
and so had Bjorn's defenses.
And his spirit. His spirit
And his
was
spirit.
broken.
Yeah, by the end there, it probably was.
He needs to go see his puppy.
Yeah, that's right, man. Now, we don't know a lot about Seal, so it's hard to say, like, what his weaknesses are, like, what would be a good person to send out.
He hasn't shown himself that much.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's hard to say. We're going to find out in a second, though. I just don't know these teams that well, unfortunately, so it's hard to predict for me. But we're going to find out here in just a second. Maybe
they could send out Line.
Maybe Line would be a good
ZVZ is
idea.
Good. I can't see his face. It's Hack. Okay, so Hack obviously shown a lot of results recently. And I think he's a pretty good choice here. Line, I thought they might choose him because his ZVZ is really good.
Yep.
But nope, it's going to be Hack. And this guy has shown himself a lot. As you can see, 5 wins and 1 loss. This guy is a great Team League player. Does really well, as you can see. I mean, that's really high win rate there for Team League.
Yeah.
And just in regular GSL, pretty good as well.
Yeah, this is interesting. And I think we're going to take a quick break here before we get back into our next game. So I'm going to go try and get rid of my hiccups, and we'll see you in a few.
She wakes